Hey guys, it's Xenia Morris, your host of the Virtual Girls Rock Conference of 2019. And happy Wednesday to everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am popping on to do a live interview. Hey Kim. Okay, I'm hitting invites. Add. Yes. Great. We are interviewing tonight Miss Kim Coles, and she's being added. She's being added. It's connecting. Hi, Kim.
Hello,
Xenia. I'm good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a switcheroo. I'm going to keep on my mic while I'm introducing you.
Yes.
And then I will change to my earplugs so we don't have the feedback.
Okay. Why are you not keeping on the microphone the whole time? I said, is there a reason why you're not keeping on the microphone the whole time or not using the headphones each time? Why do a switcheroo?
Well, because I can't hear you.
Oh.
So with the microphone, can you hear me fine? You can, even with my fan blowing, because it's right on me.
No, stay cool. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try it that way then, because I thought, how it is, we're having our personal summers along with the heat.
I mean, that's why I have such a nice glow. I put powder on. It did nothing.
Yeah, I did the same thing and nothing. I'm still glowing.
Glowing.
Kim, first, I just want to say thank you so much for not only accepting the invitation, but being the bright spirit that you are. So many words that you have spoken, you don't even know how it's kind of helped moi. And so I just want to openly say thank you so much for accepting the invitation and then seeing the vision when we first talked. How you said you could see that and how you felt in your spirit to support it. So I wanted to say thank you openly for the world to hear.
I receive it openly to my ears and with open arms. Well, it takes one to know one in terms of, that joyful spirit. And I did see what it is that you're doing. And I do love to be a part of and surround myself with people who are doing amazing, powerful things. And especially if they are, if they are empowering other women. And we like our men too. We'll take our men along for the ride too. I love that this is the work that you're doing, and I'm here for it 100%.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. So for those of you who we know that you know Kim, everyone knows Kim as the actress and the comedian from Living Single and so much more, right? But now Kim is stepping into some new shoes. Kim is an author and she is also a speaker coach. And so we have pulled on her gifting as a speaker coach and have invited her to our Virtual Girls Rock platform to grace us with the gift of learning how to share our story. So, with that said, I don't want to take any more of the time. Kim, I want you to share so everyone can hear just a tidbit of what they'll receive at the conference.
Sure. So, there are folks who know me as an actress or as a comedian, and there might be people who don't know me at all, and I'm fine with that too. But I've been in show business for 35 years. And a few years ago, I was very present to the fact that I sit around waiting for auditions. And that's not the most powerful position that I can have. That's not the most powerful position that anyone can have, to sit around waiting for opportunities to come to you. So what if I were to use my gifts of love and laughter and the ability to perform and just start speaking and do, of course I can go do the comedy clubs, but after a while, that's the same. I was like, how can I take what I have and use it in a fresh new way? And as a comedian, I'm really a storyteller. Like when people say, "Oh, you're funny, tell me a joke." I really don't even remember jokes, but I tell stories, and I tell stories that are funny, and I tell stories that also have meaning, or I've created what the meaning is for my life. And so I hung out my shingle as a speaker, and it really opened up my world. I was no longer sitting around waiting for opportunities to come. I was creating opportunities for myself. Maybe now I'm waiting for speaker opportunities to come to me, but it's a completely different energy. And I found that the centerpiece of being able to speak your message, the centerpiece of being able to share your message with the world, the centerpiece of being able to uh, just live from that space of sharing your gifts is story. It's using your own life lessons and lived experiences. And I do mean the yummy and the yucky, and
Right.
looking at your life uh, as a way of, as something that deserves to be shared. And particularly if you are an entrepreneur, there are people who are saying, buy my thing. Hey, just say, hey, buy my thingy thing. Buy my thing because I want you to buy my thing. Well, I want to know the why behind your thing. I want to know why you created it. I want to know how it made you feel to not have it, and that's why you created it for other people. I want to know the why behind it. I want to know the story behind it. I want to know all of that good, yummy stuff, which is what people really resonate with. I
Right.
call it captivating with your story, or captivate the stage, or captivating with what you already have inside of you. And all of us have amazing stories, like I
Yeah.
say, the yummy and the yucky, that
Right.
can be used to inspire, educate, empower, lift, warn, and help others. And
Hmm.
can also be used to sell your goods and products and services. So that's what I've been working on the last few years. Am I still an actress? Yes, I am. Am I still a comedian? Yes, I am. But I've got a real heart for people letting these beautiful jewels be shown to the world. I call it broadcast your brilliance. The other piece I
Okay.
want to say too about captivating by using your story is that we all are always overcoming and becoming. You overcome something so that you can become something else, so you can then overcome something and become something else. And when you look at life from that perspective, it actually makes problems or mistakes or mishaps a little bit more palatable. I just go, oh, I ask myself, what's the lesson here? What am I meant to learn? How is this meant to help me overcome and become something else? And so that's what
Right.
I'm going to be talking about at the Virtual Girls Rock event. That's what I've been talking about a lot. That's what I enjoy
Right.
talking about a lot. And I give people the tips, the tools, and the techniques to, as I like to say, love your story and captivate your story, captivate using your story.
Absolutely. And we are excited to hear that. I what caught me, one of your lives that you did, you talked about your relationship with your dad.
Mm.
And it's wonderful. And you took just little segments out of the story that actually captivated us, and it showed us the relationship that you had with your dad. And I was like, wow, if I could tell that story, right? If I could tell my own story in that way, how many folks would I captivate? Like, for
Absolutely.
instance, I don't have that relationship with my dad, but I have other things that have, come across in my journey. And so it was very important for those of us in this industry, because we're used to working behind our laptops,
Yep.
right? But there's more to it. There's more to it. People want to know how it is that you got where you got and what you're doing. They want to know it. So it's not, if you feel in your heart and your spirit like there's more to give, there is more to give because you have a story to share, right? And so when I saw that about you, you were the first person that I reached out to several months prior to me actually securing the location.
Mm.
I got that gumption in my spirit. That's old school gumption.
Gumption. I love it.
When I got that in my spirit, and you responded right away, I knew it was divinely orchestrated. And
Yay.
so I said, this is something that I felt that was necessary to have as a part of the conference because people want to see some sort of transparency now.
Mhm.
And so to learn how to share your story was amazing. And
Yeah.
so when I saw that in you, I said, I'm going to reach out to her. And if she responds, I know it's divinely meant to be.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Exactly.
too that I want people to know is that your story and your experiences happen to you for a reason. And the phrase I always say, and you may have heard this before, is what if everything that has happened to you has actually happened for you? Or actually most people just say everything that's happened to you has happened for you or it's happened for a reason. I say, well, what if? So if I open it up and go, well, what if? What if every yummy and every yucky experience happened to me because I was meant to heal it, understand it, and then reach back and grab people and help them along the road. You know, we think that experiences happen only to us, and the truth is that we're more alike than we're different. And so when
That's
I hear
right.
stories of people overcoming something, and this is what happens, it's really sort of a magical thing. And this is why the power of story is so important, is that when you hear someone else's story, consciously or unconsciously, you don't even realize you're doing it. You're listening and putting yourself in the situation. You're asking yourself, could I have been that courageous? Could I have been that silly? Could I have been that wise? Would I have been able to make the same decision? I don't know if I could have been that strong. Like you're putting yourself into the other person's eyes and ears and experience and going like, what would I have done? You know, it's one of those things where we know as us, when we go to a movie theater and something's happening in a horror movie, we yell out, run, girl, run. Well, it's easy for us to do that because we're really literally in. What would you do? You would run. Well, that wouldn't make for a very good story. The movie would end right away. That's not how it goes.
Right.
We have to see someone's struggle to decide to stay and all the things. And that goes the same for all of our experiences. What happens is because you've come through it, you are now stronger. Because you've come through it, you are now an expert at whatever it is you went through. And
Right.
I think part of our purpose here is to then teach and help and serve others with that same experience. Now, I do know we come across, well, I can't tell all my business. I can't tell all my stories and tell all my business. There's a way to tell your stories without telling all your business, but it's still your truth. And if you have been working on yourself and if you've been healing, you know, there's some stories I didn't tell until I had healed it myself, until I had resolved it in my soul and understood to the degree that I could what I thought it meant, that I then was able to go out and teach it. And what happens is you lift as you climb, you help so many others. And here's the big piece, and I know this is forward, really forward thinking. It's how you leave your legacy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I am dealing with, you know, my father just passed away. My favorite auntie just passed away just a week before him. And then I have another auntie who's transitioning now. And my cousin sent me a picture of her in her hospital bed. And this woman who was vibrant and she's traveled the world and she's, supped with, maybe not kings and queens, but certainly heads of industry. In the
Right.
end, it's her legacy. It's what she left us with. In the end, she's there in her hospital bed. She's transitioning. But what I have are the stories that she told me. What I have are the experiences she had. What I have are the stories that she told me about the time she went to Africa and she and my other auntie lost their girdles. And this is a generation that wore their girdles. What are you doing wearing girdles in Africa anyway? It's a good thing you lost your luggage. And how they had the best time ever because they didn't have to wear their luggage. I mean, wear
Right.
their girdle. And so her legacy will now live on in me, and I'll tell those stories and whatever other legacies, because she was also such a giver. And so this is how you leave your legacy. This is how you never leave here. You stay, and your wealth stays as well, the wealth of your experiences, as well as whatever you decide to leave to your grandkids and your great great grandkids, and whatever organization you start and whatever company you start, which will then it's about legacy building. So that's why I'm such an evangelist for story, because now I'll give you, for instance, okay, I'm going to date myself. Do you remember the movie The Ten Commandments with Yul Brynner? It's an actor named Yul Brynner. And he also did, there's a series now called Westworld, but he did the original movie Westworld. And he was also the king in The King and I. And he was this, very handsome. He shaved his head bald long before people were shaving their heads bald. And, we didn't know quite where he was from. And we find out he's got an interesting background. I just happened to, I found a meme about him. And so when he was playing the Pharaoh in the Ten Commandments, there's a line he used to say, "So let it be written, so let it be done." And it was so powerful. And he was good looking too. He was very manly. Well, I went on YouTube and watched this hour-long documentary on him and found out that he used to direct television. I found out that he was good to his children. He had about 4 wives. That means he was good to all of his women too. And he was kind to people, and he left a legacy. And the ultimate legacy that he left, and I don't know if you'll remember this, there was a commercial that he did that said, and they played the commercial after he passed away. He had lung cancer from smoking cigarettes, and every picture of him had a cigarette in his mouth. Even the roles he played in movies, a lot of them they smoked. And he said, "This is Yul Brynner. Whatever you do, don't smoke. Just don't smoke." And so this man's legacy lives today, because there is no one like him. He was very unique. He did these roles so beautifully, and he left this legacy to tell people, don't smoke. And this is an era where everybody was smoking. So all that to say that maybe your legacy can be just that powerful. And it's just a little blip, and most people in this generation don't even know who he is, but his legacy lives on, because I remember those commercials very vividly.
Yes, absolutely. And it is about leaving a legacy.
It is.
That's why I work so hard, so that for my daughter who just popped on, I think she's still on, Nicole, I leave and I work hard so that I can create a legacy. So when I'm gone, hopefully, she will love to continue it.
Mm-hmm.
As I was sharing earlier, I did a live, and I was saying that there's so many people that are gifted, and when you're not walking in the calling of your gift, it's really hard to feel fulfilled.
Yep.
Right? Fulfilled in your life. And so when you're connected to that gifting, you know that you're creating that legacy. You're able to share your story, right? It's almost like building a whole picture, and the picture is complete. There are segments to a part of the whole picture. And so that is why I had to have you there.
I'm so glad to be there.
Telling the story is a segment of our picture. It's a segment of our journey. It's a segment of our legacy that we need to know how to do. It's funny when you talk to your grandparents, or you talk to, we call them elders in our family, they would always tell you the story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right, as we got younger, those stories faded away.
Mm-hmm.
Because people didn't learn how to tell those stories to generations following them. And so that is why it was so important to me to have this segment at the time.
I'm excited. I'm excited to come and teach. I'm excited to come and speak. I'm excited to come and Just share space with these amazing people who are coming to your conference. And when you described it to me, I was like, oh, I need to be there. And oh, I get to teach. And oh, I'm excited. And like I said, this is one of the ways that we can really solidify. And here's the deal, not only solidify ourselves and solidify our legacy, but attach those stories to attach our why to our products, our goods, and our services. So this will be the reason why someone decides to work with you instead of working with someone else. This is all about resonance in the end. This is about people hearing your story and go, oh my goodness, she gets me, I want to work with her. Or the reverse, the opposite is very true too. I'm listening to her, I don't understand who she is and what she's doing. She's not my people. Let me stand aside and let her real customers come on through. And so that's one of the reasons why it's powerful. It's captivate with your story. It creates resonance. It creates synergy. It creates understanding and acceptance and so many amazing things. So I'm glad to be coming there to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kim. I know that you are so busy traveling, talking, just everything that you have going on with your calendar. I try to keep up with you as much as I possibly can.
I can't keep up with me.
But I'm rooting you on, and I try to let you know that I'm covering you in prayer and all of that good
thank you.
stuff, because I know that you are so busy. But I want to say thank you so much, and we're excited to have you. And I'm excited to just see what happens, the lives that are transformed. And
indeed.
That will happen. And so thank you so very much. And I want to thank those who have popped on. Let's see if I can call you out real quick.
And those who will hop on later on, because we know this lives on forever and forever.
I know. Yes. Antoinette Dawson, she is also a speaker. Tanya Joyner Scott is a speaker. Thank you so much for popping on. I think it's Chanel Simmons. Thank you so much. Erica Lyons, she's a speaker. Tanya Jones, Andrea Angelo, Charlotte F. Sowers is a speaker. My baby Nicole. Thank you so much for popping on to our live, and all of those who might be viewing but we can't see you. Thank you so much for taking the time out to hear what our keynote speaker will be sharing at the Virtual Girls Rock Conference, September 20th and 21st. You guys can go to eventbrite.com to get your tickets today. And right now, because I didn't take it down, it's still the BOGO sale, buy one, get one free. Take advantage of that. It's up. I haven't taken it down yet, so I have to honor it. Even though the date has passed, I'm still honoring that offer. So we would love to have you in the building on September 20th and 21st. Thank you, Kim.
How long does the BOGO stay up? Because people need to hurry up and get in now.
It's up.
It's up. Enough said. That's like me. Whenever I have my links, sometimes it's too late at night. I just want to go to bed. I don't go and unlink the link. I'm like, I just want to go to sleep. It's like you can still get in. I'm sleeping. When I wake up, it goes down. It goes off. So that's so wonderful that you're offering that as a just to make it a little bit easier. Come and bring a friend. I love that.
Absolutely. That's what it was. Come and bring a friend. Bring your business bestie, your sister girl. You guys have fun together. It's an amazing time. We're in Los Angeles. It's hot. But outside.
Will it still be hot then? Because I actually am coming, and it's so funny. I live here in LA, as you know, but I'm going to be coming from North Carolina. So I'm hoping that late September, it's going to cool off a little bit. Well, not late September, 3 weeks, third week of September.
Are you checking on your mom and them? Because the storm, is it coming their way?
Of course. I spoke to her. You know what? We were so busy talking about my aunt, I didn't even talk about the storm. Because there's a storm coming, and the storm is, what are we going to do with her life? Because she's, like I said, she's transitioning. I didn't even ask about the storm. I guess if it was a real problem, she would have said, guess what? I'm battening down the hatches. I can't talk right now. So she must be
Right.
okay.
Okay, great.
I didn't even
So-
ask her. That's so funny. I didn't even ask.
Yeah. But thank you so much. I don't want to keep you any longer because I know you're very, very busy. But thank you so much for doing this with me. And I just wanted for people to hear, the words come out of your mouth instead of me always saying what it is that you're going to be sharing with us, which
Nice.
is so valuable, and I appreciate you.
My pleasure. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, Xenia.
See you in a couple of weeks. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you so much
everyone.
for your time. Have a good evening.